Some people say they hate drama. But if drama suddenly disappeared from their lives, they would feel strangely empty. Because for many people, conflict, arguments, and emotional chaos are what make life feel alive today. Interestingly, a study from the University of California found that the human brain often becomes more active during social conflict than during neutral situations. In simple terms, arguments, tension, and emotional friction can stimulate our mind more than calm moments do. That is why some people unconsciously seek drama. It gives them stimulation, attention, and a sense that something important is happening in their lives right now, today maybe even. Over time, living on constant emotional reactions slowly weakens our ability to think clearly. When every small issue becomes a dramatic event, logic quietly steps aside. We stop asking what actually matters and start chasing the rush of being involved. Drama feels powerful because it creates intensity. But intensity is not the same as meaning. Many dramatic lives look exciting from the outside, while internally feeling surprisingly empty and directionless. We see this pattern everywhere. Someone explodes on social media because of a small comment. A friend constantly tells the same problems, but never looks for solutions. Families keep reopening old wounds, just so there is always something to argue about. Drama makes life feel intense and emotional. Yet behind that intensity, there is often very little growth, very little reflection, and very little real change happening today around us. Living without drama does not mean living without emotions. It simply means your emotions are guided by awareness instead of impulse. You still feel anger, sadness, and disappointment, but they do not control your actions. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause and understand what is truly happening. That small pause changes everything. It turns emotional chaos into clarity and transforms everyday conflicts into opportunities to grow wiser over time naturally. First, recognize that drama is often a disguise for loneliness. Many people create small conflicts simply to feel noticed. Attention, even negative attention, can temporarily fill an emotional void. When someone becomes angry over something trivial, the anger is rarely about the event itself. Often it is a silent request to be seen. Drama becomes a stage where a person hopes their existence will finally feel acknowledged by others today. For example, someone might constantly complain about their job, repeating the same frustrations every day. Yet they never attempt to improve the situation or search for alternatives. The complaints slowly become part of their identity. What they truly seek is not a solution, but validation. Drama offers that validation because every complaint invites sympathy, reactions, and attention from others around them each single day, again and again, online or offline. The healthier response is not avoiding every conflict, but understanding the motive behind your reaction. The next time you feel the urge to reply emotionally, pause for a moment. Ask yourself a simple question. Am I upset about the situation, or am I afraid of being ignored? That honest question can reveal more about your inner state than the argument itself ever could in that moment of tension and noise. Another realization is that a peaceful life is not a boring life. Many people secretly fear calmness because they associate it with emptiness. Without constant emotional noise, they feel something is missing. But peace actually creates space. In quiet moments, you can think clearly, notice your priorities, and reconnect with what genuinely matters in your life beyond all the unnecessary noise around you every single day lately, online and offline. When people stop feeding themselves with gossip and unnecessary conflict, something interesting happens. Their mental energy returns. The time once spent analyzing other people's behavior becomes available for personal goals. Creativity increases. Focus improves. Calm minds often produce better ideas than chaotic ones. Peace is not empty. It is simply quiet enough for meaningful work to grow slowly and consistently over long periods of focused effort and patient attention daily. A large portion of drama begins with instant reactions. Someone says something irritating, and the response arrives immediately. No reflection, no distance, just emotion, colliding with emotion. In that moment, logic disconnects. A delayed response, even for a few minutes, can completely change the outcome of a conversation and prevent unnecessary misunderstandings that usually grow into bigger conflicts later on between people who actually never meant to fight at all. For instance, a friend might not reply to your message for an entire day. Your first impulse might be to assume they are ignoring you. But reality is often simpler. They may be busy, tired, or distracted by their own problems. The story we create in our minds is frequently more dramatic than the truth, and that imagined drama can damage relationships that were actually fine before we reacted emotionally. Learning to delay emotional reactions is a quiet form of strength. It does not mean suppressing feelings. It means choosing the right moment to express them. When you control when and how you respond, you regain authority over your own life. Drama loses its grip when awareness replaces impulse, and patience quietly reshapes the way you experience conflict, pressure, and misunderstanding in everyday conversations with other people around you daily. Another source of drama is the deep desire to be understood by everyone. We want people to recognize our intentions, our struggles, and our sacrifices. When they fail to do so, frustration appears. But the truth is simple. Not everyone has the emotional capacity or perspective to understand you, and forcing that understanding often creates more tension than acceptance ever could in ordinary human relationships between different personalities and expectations. When you stop demanding constant understanding, life becomes lighter. You no longer need universal approval to feel stable. Some people will misunderstand you, and that is normal. Your peace should not depend on everyone interpreting your story correctly. Quiet confidence grows when validation becomes optional, and self-respect replaces the exhausting habit of explaining yourself again and again to people who may never fully relate anyway in the first place. People also chase something called emotional justice. They want the person who hurt them to feel the same pain in return. At first, this seems fair, but emotionally, it keeps you tied to the past. As long as revenge feels necessary, the wound continues to control your attention, energy, and thoughts, long after the original moment of conflict already ended in reality for everyone else involved in that old story. Wisdom offers a different path. Instead of asking how to balance the emotional scales, it asks how to move forward with understanding. People act according to their level of awareness. Realizing this does not excuse harmful behavior, but it reduces the need to keep reliving the injury again and again inside your mind, where old arguments quietly replay like endless loops of memory that refuse to fade away with time. Every person carries a story about themselves. Maybe you believe you are always the victim, or always the most sincere one. These stories feel comforting because they explain our pain, yet they can trap us. When identity is built around a narrative of suffering, drama becomes the proof that the story is true, and life keeps repeating similar conflicts, just to confirm that familiar identity again and again over time. A healthier approach is searching for meaning instead of defending the story. Painful experiences can still teach something valuable. The real question is not who was right or wrong. The better question is what the experience revealed about you, your boundaries, and your future choices. When similar situations appear again, in the unpredictable path of ordinary life that continues moving forward whether we grow from it or not. Calmness is not something you chase by controlling everything around you. It appears when you stop reacting to every small disturbance. The moment you can smile at criticism without needing to prove anything, a quiet freedom begins to appear, and emotional drama slowly loses its power over your attention, your reactions, and the way you experience daily interactions with people in both personal and digital spaces around you today. Living without drama does not mean withdrawing from the world. It means meeting the world with awareness instead of impulse. So ask yourself honestly, what recurring drama has been stealing your peace lately? And what would happen if you simply stopped feeding it with attention, reactions, and emotional energy that could be used for growth, clarity, purpose, and a quieter, stronger version of your own inner life starting today?